More action. More violence. More death and destruction than any film ever seen before.
You like this stuff?
What did you say this movie was about?
Oh, it's great. It's about this guy who dresses up like Santa Claus and kills people.
What?
Ricky, Ricky, are you coming home? Ricky, yeah, Ricky, Ricky, where have you gone? I remember the time you went on a rampage in the neighborhood. Then you shot that guy who was putting out his garbage and said, "Garbage Day." Hey, Ricky, yeah, Ricky.
Many other people and myself that have attached themselves to the Finding Freeman project have been fans of Freeman for years. But despite our efforts and almost 5 million Garbage Day hits on YouTube, Eric Freeman is still missing.
Really? Well, maybe we're just jerking off here then.
There's been a lot of speculation about his whereabouts, though. Does he live the quiet life in the country somewhere? Or has he gone the way of Pierre Kirby and gotten himself killed aboard a pirate ship?
What a useless guy.
Maybe he's recently been interviewed by John Squires for FearNet.com.
Well, just throw a camera in the back of my Cutlass convertible that I forgot his name is, but we bought. He had a Cutlass convertible, a 442, nice one, beautiful rag cob orange, and I remember saying, "Look, don't pay me, I'll take the car." And
Mr. Squire did trust me enough with the undistorted recording, and after hearing it for myself, I personally believe it is indeed Freeman. But as details have yet to emerge, I urge you all to click the link below and read the recent interview with Eric Freeman and judge for yourself. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 runs 88 minutes, and in the first 44 minutes, the movie contains about 36 minutes of the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. Given the fact that the opening credits run 2 minutes, and the end credits run roughly 4 minutes, the end result leaves the audience with about, 47 minutes of actual sequel. Needless to say, when the film was released, I'm pretty sure there were some pissed off fans.
Faggot.
But for me, 47 minutes of Eric Freeman is better than no Eric Freeman at all.
You're good, Doc. But I know all the moves. I could squash you like a bug. It was that bitch Superior. But kindly Sister Mary was able to find me a family. The Rosenbergs. They definitely did not get involved with Christmas. You're really starting to get to me, Doc.
The legend of Eric Freeman doesn't begin in 1987, though. Indeed, as the sequel blatantly depicts, the story of Freeman begins in the fall of '84 with the controversy of Silent Night, Deadly Night. That November, a low-budget horror film was running this little ad campaign, and shortly thereafter, protests started popping up everywhere in response to its TV spot depicting an axe-wielding Santa Claus.
What?
Now, for whatever reason, these protests against Silent Night, Deadly Night had caught like wildfire on the news. Hell, the media publicity of how awful this film was had even earned it a spot on Siskel and Ebert at the movies. Of course, they didn't really review the movie. Instead, the entire review was pretty much just Gene Siskel calling the film a tasteless piece of trash. And he made it a point to call out the names of everyone he held responsible for releasing such a film.
So let's repeat the names of the people who did it. TriStar Pictures, co-owned by Columbia Pictures, CBS, and Home Box Office. Shame on you.
But I would like to hear them explain to their children and their grandchildren that it's only a movie.
Yeah.
So it was Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Now, the original Silent Night, Deadly Night cost about $750,000 to make. Why the fuck did it get this kind of publicity? Supposedly it all originated from a fucking PTA group outraged over its TV ads, but, I mean, since when did PTA annoyances make national news? I mean, if people really gave a fuck what the PTA thought, don't you think more people would fucking join it? So I ask again, why so much fuss over such a little movie that was probably having trouble getting distribution anyway? Well, I don't know for sure, but I have a fucking theory. Silent Night, Deadly Night was released November 9th, 1984. Gremlins was finally winding down at the box office after its June release. Now, wouldn't it be a great idea for a final ticket sale push if you had your hands on a family-friendly Christmas horror movie everyone had seen and loved, and you had something to compare it to that was a tasteless slasher flick about an axe-wielding Santa Claus? The folks at Gremlins probably did. Who's to say the folks at Warner Brothers didn't wag the dog a little towards this movie before they attracted attention to the fact that Gremlins would only be playing at theaters for a few more weeks? There's an old saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity, and in this case, it rings perfectly true. Silent Night, Deadly Night ran for 2 weeks, and it doubled its money. Not only that, but in its first week, it beat Nightmare on Elm Street at the box office, which also opened that weekend. Silent Night, Deadly Night finished at the box office by November 20th. Gremlins ran until November 29th. Insane conspiracy theory by a crackpot internet movie reviewer? Maybe, but possibly the secret to the Silent Night, Deadly Night franchise's success.
It couldn't be.
The long and the short of it is, in 1984, Silent Night, Deadly Night made money. In 1985, the movie re-released in theaters and made money. In 1986, I'm pretty sure it did well at the VHS market, so it made money. So in 1987, the producers were naturally accustomed to the movie making them money. Following the wisdom of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, the producers set aside a pitiful budget for a direct-to-video feature. And to undertake this alleged sequel, they hire an unknown talent by the name of Lee Harry, and instruct him to just recut the same footage of Silent Night, Deadly Night again, and repackage it as a sequel. Using this dismal budget, Harry was insistent on making an original feature. I mean, the guy became a director to make movies, and this was his chance. Of course, he sort of failed, but it was this failure that birthed the legend of Eric Freeman's Ricky Caldwell. And here's something interesting. Lee Harry and the rest of the production team almost went with another actor to play Ricky.
David Heavener.
Must have been the lads.
Cindy, check out the lads.
Looking good, Paco.
That's right. David Heavener was not only considered for the part, but was also considered to be the better actor among the two. But they liked the way Eric looked, so they went with him instead.
Faggot.
Hey, easy now. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 opens with Ricky Caldwell sitting in a chair in a mental hospital waiting to talk with a psychiatrist. After a brief introduction, Ricky retells the story of Silent Night, Deadly Night with scenes from the movie, some narration, and a few smart-assy jokes. That sounds kind of familiar. After the 39.5-minute mark, the movie finally finishes recapping the first one, and Ricky starts telling his own story. We learn even in Ricky's adolescence, there was an appetite for violence. And even followed him to his first job.
So I got a job.
I was 18.
He's taking out the garbage. I always kind of wish the guy would fly away like Mary Poppins here. Eventually, the doctor gets him to talk about the day he went on a murdering rampage across sunny Pasadena, California. The next few minutes would eventually launch this movie into a viral sensation and start a movement to find the missing Eric Freeman.
Ricky, are you coming home? Ricky, Ricky, where have you gone? I remember the time
got a job.
Then you strangled him with audio tape and you didn't say Garbage Day. Hey Ricky, hey Ricky, Ricky, are you coming home? Hey Ricky, yeah Ricky, come where have you gone?
I'm beginning to like this picture.
You killed him!
Punishment is good.
I hate you, Ricky!
Punishment is absolute.
I hate you!
I remember the time you went on a rampage in the neighborhood. Then a little girl rode a bike into you and you said, "That's okay." Hey Ricky, hey Ricky,
Garbage Day!
Hey Ricky, hey Ricky, come where when are you coming home?
After Ricky's rampage, he's captured by the police and then taken to the mental hospital. The movie ends when Ricky finally extracts his revenge on Mother Superior, whose face has all these nodules all over it and shit now. He said no. After Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, Freeman would be seen in bit parts in movies like Murder Weapon.
Look. Thank you, God. Hey, see if it has balls.
As well as do some work on television. His last acting performance was on In Living Color in 1992, and it was after this point no one could get in touch with him. Of course, I don't think anyone tried until the producers and some cast members tried to track him down to do a commentary for the 2004 DVD release. Sadly, folks, with this video, I am officially retiring the Garbage Can Film Man. And I'd like to take the time to thank each and every one of you for your support. I feel very big things coming on the Finding Freeman front, and I personally can't wait to see how it all turns out.
Garbage Day!